Call yourself a blues fan? 4 records here that you probably don't know about. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So, in the world of blues, there's a lot of stuff out there that not a lot of people have seen. Here we have 4 records that you might be surprised exist. First one. Stevie Ray Vaughan and David Bowie. The rehearsal gig. It's not so much as a gig, but it's the rehearsals for the tour that never happened. The Let's Dance tour. So, as you may be aware, David Bowie hired Stevie Ray Vaughan as the guitarist for the Let's Dance album and the tour that followed. He did the album, brilliant album, one of David Bowie's best, and it's got Stevie Ray Vaughan doing Albert King licks all over it. Fantastic. After the album came out, they then went into rehearsal studio and they knocked out all the songs that they were going to do. Not just the ones off the album, but things that Bowie had done without Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, Scary Monsters and stuff like that. This is a recording of the rehearsals. It is a bootleg. It was never released because Stevie Ray Vaughan never did the tour. He quit and then went and produced his first album, Texas Flood. You can read all about it online. It kicked off big style. So this album is absolutely fantastic. So the rehearsals of David Bowie and Stevie Ray Vaughan as the guitarist. John Mayall Blues Breakers, live 1967. The guitarist with him is Peter Green. So these, there's a set of 3. I'm just showing you the first one, but there is a set of 3 recordings. I have all 3. I think they're quite rare, these now on vinyl. They're actually audience recordings that John Mayall, before he passed, pull the audience tapes and clean them up as much as he could. So they are actually official recordings. John Mayall did sanction them, and they are audience recordings. So they're not absolutely fantastic quality as you expect, because it's not a soundboard and it is from 1967. But to hear Peter Green on fire with John Mayall, the story goes that before Peter Green was playing with them, it was Eric Clapton. And Eric Clapton suddenly disappeared and didn't turn up for a gig one night. I think he went to Spain. Peter Green was in the audience, and he said, "Where's Eric?" He said, "Well, he ain't got a guitarist, he ain't turned up." So Peter Green offered his services. He said, "Look, I know the album, I've listened to it, Eric's one of my heroes. Can I dep? Because you haven't got a guitarist." So Peter Green stood in for that night, and the rest is history. He did so well that John Mayall gave him the gig. Absolutely fantastic. The three albums are just brilliant. I said Peter Green is absolutely on fire. Again, this is Peter Green. You can see him on the front with Fleetwood Mac. This was the band that Peter Green joined when he left John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. He left John Mayall's Blues Breakers, and Mick Taylor then replaced Peter Green and the Blues Breakers, and Peter Green then went to form Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. So it's not like the late Fleetwood Mac that you know of. It's an early Fleetwood Mac. It's called Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. And this is fantastic. Again, this is the bootleg. And it's got an amazing track on, which is called Better Off Dead. I've Got a Mind to Give Up Living. It was originally written by B.B. King. The track is, I think it's about 9 minutes long. It doesn't have the time, it doesn't have the length of it on here. But the solo is nearly 5 minutes long, and it's a tortured solo. Peter Green is just, it was just an amazing guitarist, and he had this amazing Les Paul with a reverse pickup on it that made it sound out of phase, and it's just an absolutely tortured solo. I'd heard this track on YouTube for quite a long time before I managed to hunt down the album that it was on. Is Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble from the Spectrum, Philadelphia, 23rd of May, 1988. Now, I had this album on CD, bootleg CD, when I lived in Manchester. I used to go to all the stores that sold bootleg CDs in Manchester. I can't remember where it was now. Before the bombing in Manchester, they had all the stores there, like underground stores, and they sold loads of bootlegs. They sold videos, with the DVDs, and there might have been DVDs just about then. There were DVDs and there were bootleg CDs. I had this on a bootleg CD for ages, and it's one of my favourite gigs. I think it's a soundboard, so it's not for the audience, it's a soundboard recording, and it's a fantastic gig. And it's got the best version of Life Without You. Life Without You is one of my all-time favourite songs by Stevie. That song came about after he sobered up. And well, actually, sorry, no, I'm wrong. He did it when he was pretty out of it, but then he used it as an anthem to tell people what he was like, because he continued doing the song when he sobered up, but it was written and performed when he was on drink and drugs. But this version is just fantastic. The tone of his guitar is just immense, and the speech and everything is just brilliant. It's one of the best versions ever of Life Without You, and one of the best live recordings of Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. Absolutely brilliant. You can hear that if you search for it on YouTube, you'll find this gig on YouTube. See what else it's got on it. It's got Dust My Blues, Love Struck Baby, Look at Little Sister, You'll Be Mine. Those kind of tracks as well, which is the later tracks. It's just a fantastic album. And one of my top blues albums that I've got. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.